Someone asked for my opinion on the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad campaign. I watched a few of the commercials, and this is what I think in general. Providing some context, we can see that American Eagle is not doing super well stock-wise, so they're probably trying to find a new way to revitalize their own customer base. So it makes sense that they would try to change their ad campaign, but how do I feel about it artistically speaking? The first word that I would use to describe these commercials is infantilizing. So in one commercial, Sweeney is slating for an audition. However, see how she's positioned in the frame. She's very small. She's standing straight towards you with her arms at her side. So she's standing almost like a child, and she is slating for an audition. So she is for your consideration. She is under your control in this commercial. In another commercial, you can see it here, the camera is positioned as if she is much shorter than you are. Almost like, again, she's a child. And in another commercial, she's using this quiet, almost childlike voice. Again, infantilizing. There's also a heavy usage of sex appeal, which is not surprising. That's very common in marketing. In one, she's laid back with her pants unbuttoned, and then she buttons them up while her abdomen is exposed. In another one, she's walking away, and you get to follow her almost like you're a voyeur, and then she wipes her hands on her butt as she enters into a car and does donuts. There's also a strange feeling from these commercials because while Sydney Sweeney is saying that these jeans are comfortable and they look good, I'm not getting the message that you will look as good as Sydney Sweeney if you wear these jeans. I'm getting a message of we have trapped the genetics of Sydney Sweeney into a bottle, and if you buy our products, you will have access to her. It also seems to be that the ads are trying to subvert the fact that they're using sex appeal. For instance, in one, having her discuss how genes and traits are passed down through generations, and in another, saying that she's not trying to sell you jeans that make her butt look big as a form of almost anti-marketing. However, this reluctancy and hesitancy almost seems more like a self-report, if you ask me, as opposed to a genuine attempt to be sophisticated. Because the name of the campaign is Sydney Sweeney Has Good Genes, with the word genes being a deliberate pun for the word meaning genetics. And this is being done in order to make it sound clever or sophisticated, as in she's not just a sex object, she is actually, making a deliberate choice for herself. I think it's a bit of a weak choice regarding sophistication. I think it's kind of a simple pun that somebody probably pitched in a marketing meeting and they went for it. But also, the discussion regarding good genes versus bad genes is not a very healthy discussion to have. Genetics as a concept has historically and still to this day been used and misappropriated by people in order to push false beliefs. This idea that certain people of certain races have bad genes and certain people of other races have good genes is a very commonly held belief even in 2025. Now, I don't recommend framing good genes versus bad genes for those reasons, but also consider apparel in general. You are taking a finite product that people usually buy to enhance their own features and tying it to something that they inherit from their parents that they cannot change. So people might see this and think, well, I wouldn't buy those because these jeans are not for me. As opposed to these jeans will make me the best version of who I am, now it becomes these jeans are for these types of people and not for anyone else. It's like what happened with The Gap in the 2000s. The Gap became synonymous with white people and nerd culture, and for that reason, people gradually stopped shopping there. I myself haven't shopped at a Gap in probably 10 or 15 years. There's also the question of demographics, like who are these ads for? Because American Eagle's typical customer base are people aged 15 to 25, and given the vintage setting, given the burnouts being done on the Mustang, given the infantilizing depiction of Sweeney herself, it makes it seem like these ads are for men over the age of 35. And I don't know if their regular customer base is going to want to keep shopping if they find out that men over the age of 35 are now shopping at American Eagle. As for me personally, I believe these ads to be in poor taste, and when it comes to buying blue jeans, I associate jeans with labor, not sex appeal, so that becomes disconcerting for me as a consumer.